The story of the Bani Israel cow in the Holy Quran is the narrator of two stories. The first narration of the story of the cow of Bani Israel. Once upon a time, there was a man who was a very good person and was generally known for his kindness and respect for his parents. For the man in our story, a profitable deal and a great business happens. That's why he goes to his father to get the key of his shop, which was in trust with his father, and go to his deal. But as soon as he reaches his father's place, he sees that his father has fallen into a deep sleep. The man in our story is still waiting for his father to wake up so that he can take the goods he wanted to trade from the shop. But the father is still asleep and the son does not want to disturb his father's sleep. That is why the customer, the transaction, and the large profit that was supposed to be he loses what he gets. It is said that at that time he lost nearly 70,000 dirhams for not waking up his father. As soon as this man's father wakes up and finds out about the situation, he thanks his son and gives him a cow and says, "I hope that you will receive a lot of good and blessings from this cow." Remember this story until now and see the second narration of the story of the cow of the Israelites. This side of the story of the cow of Bani Israel is the story of two young men who are cousins. One of them is a good and well-known young man of Bani Israel and the other cousin is a young man infected with sin. The story begins with the proposal of both of these young men to a girl who was among the Israelites. The noble young man gets a yes from the girl and his cousin rejects his request. And for this reason, he hates the young man and looks for a situation where he can take revenge. Until one night he surprises the young man and kills him and leaves his body in a neighborhood. But early in the morning he goes to the body of his murdered cousin and cries and shouts asking for his cousin's blood and insistently he says, "Whoever killed him, his blood price will go to me, and if the murderer is not found, the people of that place must pay the blood price." The matter becomes complicated and the dispute over who is the murderer of the young man rises. The Israelites cannot find a solution for this problem and it seems impossible to determine the murderer by normal means. On the other hand, if the real murderer is not found, and if this situation continues, it will cause great sedition, which will make further murders possible. For this reason, they come to the service of Prophet Musa and ask him to seek God's help to solve this problem. Prophet Musa also prays to God and asks for a solution to this issue, and God orders to cut off the head of the female cow and put a piece of the cow's body on the victim. In this case the victim will come back to life and the killer introduces the children of Israel say to the prophet of God that you are making fun of us and is such a thing possible and the prophet of God replied, I seek refuge in God from being one of the ignorant. The people of Bani Israel, who were famous for making frequent excuses, started asking frequent questions, asked God to clarify for us what this female cow should be like. Prophet Musa said, God says, a cow that is neither old nor disabled, nor young, but between the two, do what you have been ordered to do quickly. The people of Bani Israel continued to ask God to tell us what color it should be. Prophet Musa gave God's answer as follows, a yellow cow whose color will make the viewers happy. The people of Bani Israel began to find fault and excuses to ask God to explain more, because the nature of this cow is unclear to us. If God wills, we will be guided. Prophet Musa answered them, God says, let it be a cow that has not been tamed for plowing, and has not been watered for cultivation, and there is no other defect or color in it. After all these controversies, the Israelites finally agreed and said that now we know what to do. The story of the cow of Bani Israel does not end here. If you remember, in the beginning, we told the story of a boy whose father gave him a cow as a gift. The children of Israel searched for the cow whose signs they had received from the prophet until they found that cow in the house of the same man we told the story at first. The people of Bani Israel bought that cow at a very high price, and so much that the cow's skin was filled with gold, and they brought the cow to the presence of Prophet Musa, and the prophet ordered to slaughter the cow. Then they cut off its tail and put it on the victim's body. By God's permission, the murdered man came back to life and said, that cousin of mine who claims to be my blood is my murderer. And this is how the mystery was solved, and the murderer was punished, and the victim was resurrected and married his cousin's daughter, and they lived together for a while. And that good man, who was good to his parents, got a big profit and was rewarded for his good deeds. Took the prophet Musa said, look at a good deed, what a beneficial reward it gives to its owner.